The best part about being a part of the Hype House is just like knowing that these people have your backs, you know, like we're all in this together.
Do you want to win any of these items on your screen? If so, be sure to watch the whole video, leave a like, and comment the hidden message. And with that being said, let's get right into the video.
Strict rules that Hype House members have to follow. If you're young or you like to keep up with the internet trends, then the odds are you have heard of the app TikTok. TikTok is a video sharing app that focuses on 5 to 15-second clips that mostly consist of comedy or music videos. TikTok has taken the App Store by storm, and teens across the world have downloaded the app and have begun making their own TikToks. Because TikToks consist of short, attention-grabbing clips, the age demographic of TikTok consists of mostly 14 to 21-year-olds. TikTok has become one of the most downloaded apps on the App Store, and as a result, many creators now have an audience of millions that they can broadcast their content to. Many young teens and adults have now become full-time TikTok creators, and with the revenue that comes with sponsorships, it has become their job. Names like Lil Huddy, Charli D'Amelio, Dixie D'Amelio, and Thomas Petrou may sound familiar because they've amassed fan bases of millions each. These creators, along with many more TikTok stars, came together and created the Hype House. The Hype House is a huge, sprawling LA mansion devoted to TikTok stars. Around 10 TikTok creators currently live in and out of the house itself, but it has become a central hub of making the most viral TikToks the app has seen yet. The goal of the Hype House is for these creators to get together and make TikToks together, making them more popular by co-creating. The Hype House has seen much success and has even been on the news occasionally. Charli D'Amelio even made an appearance on Jimmy Fallon's show. The Hype House definitely has star power and a fun atmosphere, but in order to maintain the success that it has to be a tight ship. So get ready, because today we are going over the strict rules that Hype House members have to follow. Number 1, if you want to be in the Hype House, you have to be attractive. While this fact is relatively unknown to most people, TikTok is indeed owned by a Chinese data farming company. This means that when users sign up, they are voluntarily handing TikTok their information in regard to things like clothing, hobbies, and personal identification. Because TikTok is owned by a Chinese company, they are not bound by the same rules and social stigma that American companies are expected to hold to. An internal review of TikTok was covered by major news outlets such as The Intercept, and what they found was shocking. TikTok deliberately told its moderators to suppress content and videos by users who were considered ugly, while pushing videos by attractive people to the front of the For You section. TikTok also asked their moderators to check for things like poverty, as they do not want poor users to be seen on the front page of the app. This means that more attractive and richer TikTok creators have more of a chance at being popular than less attractive or slightly poorer creators, making the unspoken rule, be attractive and rich. The rule basically applies to anyone who wants to be in the Hype House, because without the initial boost provided by the algorithm that TikTok uses, there is no chance that a user could get the follower count that they would need to get into the Hype House if they were ugly. While this isn't Hype House's fault, it is essentially a rule to get in. Number 2, you have to pay rent. Like many other influencers' mansions used by those who want to create content, the people who live in the Hype House don't actually own the house that they live in. Like many other content creators' houses, like the Team 10 house and the Cloud house, those who actually live in the house have to pay rent. Team 10 had to give a percentage of their paycheck in order to pay for their rent and to keep living in the house. The rent for one room in the Hype House is $900, but in some cases, as many as 8 have been living in one room, which makes it a very interesting situation. It's unclear how many people are actually paying rent in the Hype House, as many of the content creators who are affiliated with the Hype House do not actually live there full time. But it can be assumed that someone is covering those expenses. One thing is for sure, if you want to join the Hype House, you have to pay your dues. If you are under 18, you can't live in the Hype House. This is number 3. Although Hype House has somewhere around 19 members in total, only 4 actually live inside of the Hype House: Alex Warren, Thomas Petrou, Daisy Keach, and Coover Annan. The rest of the content creators, such as Chase Hudson, aka Lil Huddy, live in their own homes and only come to the Hype House to make TikToks. Some of the members, such as Dixie and Charli D'Amelio, aren't as present in the Hype House because they still live in their own houses that are fairly distant from the Hype House. members that are full-fledged adults live in the Hype House and can take care of it. Thomas Petrou takes care of most of the Hype House planning and issues, if any, do arise. Number 4, you have to make content. One of the biggest qualifiers for getting into the Hype House is an individual's ability to make interesting content. Having a large fan base that enjoys your content is a big deal, and the fame is usually what makes or breaks a big star in the process of getting into the house. To get a fan base, you usually need funny or interesting content. While it can be argued that a lot of TikTok stars do not do anything original and usually stick to dancing, there are many TikTok stars that have become who they are because of their interesting content. Hudson, aka Lil Huddy, stated it best when he said, "A lot of energy and personality and honestly a little weird. The weird people get the furthest on the internet. You either have to be talented at something, or a weird funny mix, or extremely good looking. Being attractive is almost as important as having good content, it seems, but that should not stand in the way of an interesting TikToker getting into the Hype House." Vibe with other creators. Number 5. If you want to be a good fit for the Hype House, you have to vibe with the other creators. This is the number 1 important rule if you want to be in the Hype House. In an interview with Entertainment Online, Hudson explained that the most important aspect to get into the Hype House is simply that you get along with everyone. Although we do not know any of the creators personally, it seems like it would be easy to hang out with the members of the Hype House. However, there is evidence that points to the contrary. Initially, it started out normal, and she took all the steps necessary to get to know everyone, saying, "I always try to get around that by spending as much time with people as possible." Lorenz told Insider in a phone interview, "I reached out to all of them. I personally gave everyone in the house my personal contact information, my phone number, But eventually, she did not get along with all the members of the Hype House, especially Thomas Petrou." Even though the Hype House is only a couple of weeks old, it had its first real drama explosion. Daisy Keach, one of the co-founders of the Hype House, had put down $18,000 in order to rent the Hype House. While Thomas Petrou took charge of the whole operation, he left Daisy to read and never respond to any of the messages from either her or her lawyer on the legality of the Hype House brand. Even though Thomas Petrou claimed he was not making any money off the Hype House, he was posting videos of expensive watches and even a $10,000 cat. These purchases alerted Keach, who became fed up with the lack of transparency in the Hype House. When Thomas Petrou did not text her the date of a photo shoot that was vital to the group's success, and Daisy Keach subsequently missed it, she had decided that she had had enough of Petrou and the Hype House and decided to leave. Petrou called a meeting with all the members of the Hype House and told them all to unfollow Keach. She is now suing the Hype House, and it has not been settled yet. There's a possibility that not everyone fits in the Hype House, as that situation demonstrated. And number 6, partying every weekend is not allowed. If you truly want to be in the Hype House, you have to be willing to work hard for the brand constantly. That means on the weekends as well. Thomas Petrou gave his stance on what the Hype House was supposed to be, stating, "If someone slips up constantly, they'll not be a part of this team anymore. You can't come and stay with us for a week and not make any videos. It's not going to work. This whole house is designed for productivity. If you want to party, there are hundreds of houses that throw parties in LA every weekend. We don't want to be that. It's not in line with anyone in this house's brand. This house is about creating something big, and you can't do that if you're going out on the weekends." It's clear that Petrou and the other members of the Hype House do not want the Hype House to become yet another party scene in LA. Partying is a huge distraction for teens and young adults, and nothing can ruin a career faster than an addiction to drugs, alcohol, and partying. The Team 10 house is an example of this fate, as Jake Paul eventually had to move after neighbors reported him for the loud parties and a burning mattress that was thrown into the pool near the Team 10 house. If you want to be in the Hype House, you have to give it your undivided attention, and that means no partying every weekend. So, which Hype House rule do you think is the oddest? Do you know any other TikTok trends? Let us know in the comments section down below. And don't forget to like and subscribe to our channel. Also, be sure to click the bell icon to be notified every time we post a video. Tell us what you thought about this video, and if you have any suggestions for future videos, leave them below. Till next time.
Simple reminder on how to enter our brand new giveaway. We will be giving away either an iPhone X Max, the new iPad mini, or a MacBook Pro. It's really your choice. So be sure to leave a like, comment the keyword, subscribe, and turn on notifications to enter the giveaway. It's really that simple. Go for it.